I'm making this video to expose Marc the Messenger. If you guys have been enjoying the videos, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. God bless. So there's this false prophet on YouTube teaching people works salvation, but today I'm going to focus on a video he did denying once saved, always saved. Once saved, always saved, or eternal security isn't essential to the Christian faith. Some people think it's a non-essential issue, but if you believe you can lose your salvation, you're trusting in your works to keep you saved. The only way to lose salvation would be by doing bad works, and you'd have to remain in good works to stay saved. People who believe they can lose salvation are believing in their works to save them, not believing in Jesus Christ. A lot of true children of God get deceived by false prophets like Marc the Messenger, but if someone has always believed in losing salvation, they're not a child of God because they trust in their works. John 5:24 reads, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word and believeth on him that sent me hath everlasting life, and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life.
Number one thing about once saved, always saved is that it pretty much lets you know that there's no sin, there's no judgment for your sins. And, what's the point? If you believe once saved, always saved, then, what's sin? It doesn't matter. You can live however you want because you're saved. And that's a strong deception in Christianity because Jesus himself says that he who endures to the end, the same shall be saved. So as of the day I'm making this video, no one is saved. He who endures to the end, so you got to go through the trials and tribulations.
Hebrews 12:7. If ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? God judges the sins of his children in this life. Unbelievers are punished in hell. There's still consequences for sin. There's all different types of bad stuff that could happen to you, like getting sick, feeling depressed, feeling miserable, physical consequences. There's all different types of bad things that God can judge you with if you're not doing the right thing. There's also blessings and rewards for when you're doing good works and living right. Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So there is still consequences, but you're not going to lose your salvation and go to hell, but you will lose rewards in heaven. That's one thing that the Bible talks about. Alright, so the endure to the end and be saved verse, this is completely out of context. Jesus was talking about end times prophecy where there was flesh that would be saved. We have to look at the context of this. This is from Matthew 24, verse 22, the same chapter, just a few verses down. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So Jesus wasn't talking about going to hell or going to heaven. He was talking about being saved in the flesh, that you wouldn't die. Because the tribulation was going to get so bad that a lot of people would die. So when Jesus said, he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved, he was talking about being saved from a physical death, and this was part of his end times prophecy. All the verses Marc the Messenger used in his video to try disproving once saved, always saved were taken out of context because that's what false prophets do, to deceive you.
Okay, this is facts, man. Okay, so Hebrews chapter 12, verse 14 says, follow peace with all men and holiness. Without such, no man shall see the Lord. So God commands us to be set apart. He commands us to be, to be set apart and be holy. That's what being holy means, to be set apart. Okay? That's what, when you're believing once saved, always saved, there's no need to be holy because you're saved. There's no need for it. That's what it teaches people. Okay?
Alright guys, so this is another verse that he took out of context to teach works salvation. Hebrews 12:14 is talking about people seeing the Lord in you. It's not about going to heaven. That's why right before that he said follow peace with all men. It's about people seeing the Lord in you. Marc the Messenger said there's no reason for holiness if you believe in once saved, always saved. That's not true. When you know you're secure in your salvation, it allows you to serve God out of love and gratitude instead of fear of hell. People who believe they can lose salvation are doing works out of fear of going to hell. This is a false spirit, and it turns all of their works corrupt. People who believe in losing salvation are under works salvation because they're doing works to stay saved. They also deny that Jesus Christ gives us everlasting life when we believe in him. There's so many verses throughout the whole Bible that tell us when we believe in Jesus Christ, he gives us everlasting life. John 3:36 reads, He that believeth on the Son hath everlasting life, and he that believeth not the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of God abideth on him. People who say you can lose your salvation do not believe on the Son, because they don't believe what he promised us, that he'll give us everlasting life by believing in him. They don't believe that promise. Marc the Messenger says no one is saved right now, and that's because he's an unsaved goat. Once saved, always saved is everlasting life. It's absolutely essential to believe, and if you don't believe it, you believe in works salvation. God bless, guys. Have a good one.